Welcome back, guys. We've got a special guest, Peyton. He's a good friend of ours. He's calling in. We're gonna be talking about the Ohio State Buckeyes and their recent struggles late in the season, trying to clinch the coveted March Madness spot that hasn't appeared for the program in a very long time. Peyton, just like us, is a very big Ohio State fan, and we've been talking to him a lot throughout the season of what the Buckeyes have done. So we're gonna go a little more in depth, and starting with that, we're gonna be talking about Peyton or Ethan. Feel free to answer this. How good do you feel about Ohio State making the NCAA March Madness tournament?
After last night's win, after the time of recording this video, after last night's win against USC, I feel pretty confident. We played explosive basketball, played our key players. A lot of OSU fans know we're just one big man away, and we really feel the absence of Felix this year. I know Aaron Bradshaw was supposed to be the guy coming out of the transfer portal, but he just hasn't been the guy I think we wanted him to be, and there's still time for him to grow into that role, but it's not looking as easy of a transition as we thought. So I'd say we got I think if we beat Indiana, we lock it up because that's a quad one win on the road. So I think if we beat Indiana, we lock it up. So I'd give it a probably, and obviously we can do good in the Big Ten championship, but to have it locked up before the conference tournament, we have to beat Indiana. So I'd give it probably like a 75% chance right now.
Okay, so we got a 75% chance to beat Indiana, I guess.
I think we sneak into the tournament. Like we're like a 11 seed.
Gotcha.
Do you think we have to beat Nebraska too?
Is that on the? Is that?
That's next.
Is that home?
Is that home?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have to. We have to beat Nebraska because didn't we lose to them on the road?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. I mean, they have to be decent, so it could be close to a quad one. I think somebody told me it's all quad one coming in, but that could be wrong.
It's 2 because it's at home, unfortunately.
So yeah, then we definitely need that because you can't lose the quad twos when you're on the bubble.
Peyton, what about you?
I definitely agree though about the big man like Aaron Bradshaw. I feel like he's got like flashes of talent, but he's just like so inconsistent. Like he's not playing one game, the next game he's going off. Teams are out rebounding us. It's like crazy. It's so bad. They're getting like double the offensive rebounds every game. It's so annoying.
Mm-hmm. Big stat for March Madness. Well, I'm going to just say that I feel good about us making the tournament. I think although we've had the slide lately, losing to Northwestern, Michigan, and UCLA back-to-back, I feel like it's a really good shot. And I think whether or not we win both games in the regular season, as long as we just go 1-1 and then win 1 or 2 games in the tournament, I think we will get in. And I think we won't even have to do a play-in game. So I feel pretty good about that.
I sure hope we don't have to play a play-in game. That's bad news for the Buckeyes.
Would not be good. All right, moving on to what do you guys think the team's ceiling is this year? How far do you think you could see this team going?
I think it's probably second round, just because of the big man. Like in March Madness, you face a lot of good centers that ultimately carry the team. Like last year, DJ Burns and Zach Edey were star players, and every team you see late in the tournament has a key big man. And like we said, like we have Aaron Bradshaw, but he's just not the guy. Like I saw last night, he was averaging like 7 points and like 7 rebounds, maybe if that. So we all know we need a big man. So if we can find a way to improve the big man position, then we can definitely go maybe to the Sweet 16. Even with a big man, I don't know if we go, like, even with our team, even if we work on the big man, I don't know if we can go that far. But, it is what it is. I think Buckeye fans would be very happy with one win in the March Madness tournament. So I think the ceiling right now where we're at is definitely second round. I don't think we get past the second round.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Sweet 16 as a ceiling for us.
That's where I'm at.
I think our offense is actually very high-powered when healthy. If you look at our three-point shooting when we're on, it's been really good. We put up a lot of points, and I think it just takes maybe getting like Aaron Bradshaw back to get some rebounds. And if the threes fall, I really think if we get a good draw in the tournament, we saw against Kentucky earlier.
But it's hard to get a good draw when you're the 11 seed.
You can still get good draws though. Like if you get a weak 7 seed or 6 seed, and if you get like weak seeds around you, it's definitely possible. Peyton, that's exactly what I was going to say. I think it's Sweet 16 for sure is the ceiling. I'd be very, very shocked if we go past that.
I think everybody would.
I think for sure it's the big man, but like you said, if Bradshaw, maybe even Sean Stewart gets going and Dev too, I think we could really see this team go far. And then you combine that with Bruce and Parrish just playing the games that they've been playing lately, and then add in a few more Jordan Mobley three-pointers. We're right there. So I think that's definitely the ceiling for me as well. I like that Sweet 16.
Quick little thought here. What do we think about you guys have Quez Glover,
I think
the little guy?
I think he's great on defense. I mean, he's
good
really
at-
good at defense, but I just don't think he's got the scoring, you know?
Yeah, I feel like
I think
I don't know if I missed the game, but I didn't see him playing much earlier in the year. And then like I think I saw him come in. He's pretty fast.
He's
did
very
not know.
fast, and he seems to be good against ball pressure, but he just, I don't know.
Well,
I haven't seen him do much with the ball. So
I think he's a soon-to-be Bruce Thornton type of guy.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's not as big as Bruce, but the quickness is there, and I honestly think the easier thing to put into your game is body weight and strength. That takes an off season. So I think we could see a reloaded Bruce here. But, yeah, like Houston said, I think he's really in the games most of the time to break presses and play defense. But he also has an elite mid-range. So, like, if the mid-range is where the offense is trying to attack, they'll put in Quez. And that gives Bruce a little bit of a break.
how would you guys rate Jake Diebler's first year as the head coach?
I'd give it a solid 6 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10, mainly because of the record. I know we have a good strength of schedule, but some of we lost badly to Northwestern. Just some of the losses, to be honest. I do think on the coaching standpoint, I don't think he's really, I don't know, obviously I don't know what he's doing in practice to address any of this, but I don't think he's really addressed the foul trouble as much as he should, because teams are getting into bonus like 4 fouls ahead of us. And it's hard to win games when people are getting free throws for every foul you make. And on top of that, it leads to probably leads to our big man trouble of like Sean Stewart's always fouling out. So it's hard for them to sub in Bradshaw and Sean when Sean's got 4 fouls with 10 minutes left to go in the game. In the offseason, I know he brought in a lot of guys. I don't like how he let Felix walk. Now, obviously, I don't know if that was Felix's decision or if Diebler told him he's got to go. But if he told Felix he's got to go, that was a bad decision, because I know he's at Tennessee, but they are rocking over there at Tennessee. And Felix is one of the best shot blockers. Last year, he was one of the best shot blockers in the nation. Obviously, he's no Zach Edey, but he was up there. So, yeah, that's why I got him at a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna go a little low. I'll give it a 5 out of 10.
Wow.
That's
Wow,
fair.
these are low.
Because I feel like the previous coaches like have taken it a little bit further in their first year. Now, if he makes the tournament and says wins a game, it probably goes up to a solid 7. Actually, I'd
Okay.
say. But
No, obviously, it takes time to turn the program around.
yeah, this isn't
Yeah.
exactly his team, but and he is plays like the first year with the team like going to Oregon and USC and everything, which that does make it tough. But I don't know, like losses to Northwestern like that, and then losing. I think we lost like 3 games in a row that were like 1 or 2 points.
Yeah,
That
and we
was
got
really
throttled by Maryland earlier on in the season.
Yeah,
You don't like to
but
see that.
I will give him credit. I feel like if you take the Auburn game was an outlier, but when we play good teams, especially at home, typically can really hang around them. If you take the Auburn game out of there.
For sure.
I'm going to have to go higher than you guys. I'm going at least a 7, maybe a 7.5 here. If we get into the tourney, I'm giving it a 9.
That's fair, because we don't get into the tourney anymore.
I mean, you got to think
Yeah.
of the situation he walked into. He walked into a meh team. The only good guys on the team from last year, really, that other than Felix, were Bruce Thornton and Devin Royal, I would say. Then he brings in all these guys that are all transfers. He brings in Mobley Jr. and Colin White and a few others.
Michi.
And then,
Although
Michi, he
Michi
brings
hasn't
back
played.
Michi too, although he hasn't played. And then, we find ourselves comfortably inside the tournament, although we have had the 3-game stretch, I know. But to bounce back and get the road win in the Big Ten's big. He's gotten at least 3 road wins in the Big Ten this year, and we hadn't had one in the last 2 years before he was head coach.
That's fair.
And then he beat
That's
Purdue
true.
on the road, which was one of them. He beats Kentucky on a neutral site. And then, we beat Texas right out of the gates. So I think this was actually a better season than could have imagined. And the fact that we're sitting here late February talking about Ohio State possibly being in the tournament is a success for me. And anything from here on out just adds to the good season Diebler's had.
That's
and
fair.
I think he's gonna improve next year too. You can see all the head coaches. Like look at St. John's and Rick Pitino. He had a terrible year last year, and now they're one of the best in the league. So I'm pretty confident in Diebler. I'm encouraged. I'd like to see him be a little better in recruiting
Yeah, for sure.
and get a big man. But for now, I think I'm gonna rate it
Yeah.
as 7.5. So
I feel like Ohio State's recruiting in basketball has been very it's been like the same type of guys.
there's definitely a lot of 6'5" guys on this basketball team.
Yeah. Now we did get that 5. Well, I'm pretty sure he's a 5-star guard. I think he's 2026.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Well, it should be
Yeah,
easy to get a center because there's nobody in front of him. So you can go to this guy and be like, you're gonna start right away if you come here.
Exactly.
And there's 2 big things. You're gonna start right away, and we're 1 big man away from a deep run. So if you're a recruit, that should light you up.
I mean, if that UCLA game didn't put that take 100%, then I don't know what else. Well, that 7-3 guy was just
Insane.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Peyton, thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. Thank you for your insight on
Good to
Ohio
see
State
you.
basketball. And thank you guys
Yeah.
for watching. We'll see you guys next time on the Anything Flies podcast. Make sure to subscribe and let us know what you guys think about Ohio State and their recent struggles. See you next time.